Hello, and welcome, everybody. It has gotten, I don't know if you've been able to tell that this is happening, Brittany, because it doesn't always affect the light, but it has gotten so dark out there, like in the time that we were doing, I don't know if people saw me going like that, but just in the time from when the sprint ended, as it was ending, like it just started storming and bringing all this.
No.
We're having a fun time over here. I don't think I'll be able to. We're gonna have to figure out how we're doing vlog clips because they turn out so poorly when I try and do vlog clips.
Yeah,
it's exciting. But welcome to Brittany and I's little thing we're doing because we're swapping our screen time for reading. Is it going well for me? No.
You've had to do a lot of admin this morning. So
I have, and I still need to continue editing this stupid video. So like, it's going to continue. Like I'm doing 45 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of editing. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to actually knock out. I'm at an hour so far, so I'm hoping I'll be able to actually knock out a couple of hours.
I'm only at 2 hours, so like we're not
bad.
We're not that far.
Not too bad.
I didn't turn off my timer. Can you tell? I was like, wait a minute, what was that noise? Oh,
I did not hear the noise, so you're good to go.
Good.
Let us know in the chat what y'all are up to. If you've followed us over, let us know any updates if you didn't get a chance to give those to us in the last one. What are we reading today, Brittany?
The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy is where I'm at. I need to finish this before the live show on Saturday. Yes. And the next 2 days, we have a lot of kid activities tomorrow and then some other things happening on Friday. So I'm just barreling into like a couple days where I'm like, I might be able to finish it, but I'm not sure how much reading time I have. So like, while I have this dedicated time, I'm like, this is the time. This is the moment.
Nice. Yeah.
It's really fast. So I should be able to like knock it out.
I feel like that is one that would be easy to finish in a day.
Yeah.
Especially since you'd already started it.
Exactly. This might be the day, truly. Like I still have 3.5 hours of reading on this timer and I have 7 hours, but that's Libby. So 3.5.
Yeah.
So realistically, that might work out perfectly.
It might. So I'm currently reading The Way of Kings.
That's so chunky.
Or at least I'm about to start because I'm trying to read for reasons. I'm trying to read a little bit of this a day because I want to be able to take my time with it. And I only now realized last night that I have made terrible life decisions because I am traveling week after next. I'm going up to Baltimore.
Yes.
So I have put myself in a situation where I'm going to have to take this with me on a plane.
Yeah. I mean, a weapon.
True facts. So anyways, but I'm about to start that because I want to keep up on my daily pages for it. There will be not much more information about that in my my TBR video that's supposed to go up today, but you know, it is what it is. So let's check in with everybody really quick and then we'll jump into sprints.
Oh, good.
Alicia is here. Hello, Alicia. Still reading Take a Hint, Dani Brown. That's a fantastic book, though. Like, if you're going to be still reading a book, it's a good book to still be reading.
My favorite of the trilogy.
Yeah. My favorite is Chloe, but, like, they are all so good. Like, I feel like it goes in the order that they were released. Chloe's my favorite, then Dani, then Eve.
Yeah. I would go Dani, Chloe, Eve. But like I gave them all 5 stars. So like
exactly. 5 stars for everybody.
You know.
Oh, I just realized I'm still on Little Thieves colors. That's fine. It looks good. Tuesdays and I will be going to lunch soon, but I wanted to stop by, comment, and hit the like. We appreciate that. Thank you. Hello, Lily. I'm reading The Last Garden in England by Julia Kelly. Brianna has to jump on a call, but we'll be back in an hour. Hey there. Hello. We got Julie. Another Julie? Do we have? No, we don't. We had
an author that was Julie.
I'm confusing. No, I'm just literally confusing sounds. Still working, but still have you guys up for company. We appreciate that. Teleportation from more reading. We used to live here because it's a physical library, but priorities.
Yes.
Animated Sunbringer coming up. Very nice. We have some hellos in the chat. All right. Beautiful. So I'm hoping that I can get, like, I have all evening if I need it, but I am hoping I can get a good chunk of my reading time done in these next few
Mhm.
sprints. Because if I do 45 minutes of reading the next 3 sprints, then that definitely means what? That's an hour and a half, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that should get me to 3 hours or so.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So
Yeah. So I won't finish because now that we're on your channel, I'm gonna run upstairs and do a couple of things. But I'll get most of it done during this.
yeah.
Hopefully
How
during
many hours? Did you already tell me how many hours you needed to read for this?
5 hours and 26 minutes, and I'm down
Oh,
to 3:27. So I've done almost exactly 2 hours.
very nice. Very
So if
nice.
I can do that again on yours, I won't have much to do tonight, you know.
Yeah. That's what audiobooks are for. I have 7 hours and 16 minutes to do. So I'm
We got that. We got
that's
it.
fine. We'll
It's
do it.
fine.
We'll do it. So let me pull up the timer real quick. If you're just joining us, don't forget to let us know what you're doing in the chat. All right, we're gonna do it so it's the nice version. I like that setup much better. Okay, so are we ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Well, I will see you in an hour. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I have made a mistake. Yeah, give me just a second, everyone. Please bear with me while I'm grabbing my tea, because that's important. And closing those blinds. Please do let us know in the comments how y'all did. So 2 seconds.
Sounds good. I can tell them how I did while you're doing that. I got to 51% of the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, and I've already, since like I switched books, I've almost read 100 pages of this. Like, it just shows like the utter difference between reading Iron Flame and how long that took me, and reading this. Not necessarily that one book is better than the other. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like very different styles and there's a lot more dialogue in this. So like when books have a lot of dialogue, they read very quickly. So it's flying. Like I'm flying through this, or at least it feels like it. Because again, when you've been reading an epic fantasy, or non-epic fantasy, but like a very chunky fantasy, those can take so long.
I did not read a ton because, well, number one, because for some reason this book starts on page 15. I don't know why Brandon decided that, but I'm going to blame him.
That's fair. You could blame the publisher too, because that might have been there.
It was most likely a publisher decision, but I'm going to blame Brandon Sanderson anyways.
That's fair.
So I read like 4 pages. None of it is coming back yet, but that's okay. I've just been like, okay, I'm going to because of what I'm doing. I'm going to underline this. This is important. This is something I need to remember. This is something I need to remember. But thankfully, Hoopla came in clutch because my brother has, over his lifetime, had multiple Audible accounts. And the one that I am currently mooching off of, because he has specific books that I need to read. And I was like, well, I'm not going to get them on my account if you have them.
No, if you already have them, I'll just use yours. Yeah.
Bezos already got that money. I'm not going to give him more.
Absolutely.
But that is not the account that has Way of Kings or Words of Radiance.
Fun.
And I was debating whether or not I was actually going to listen to the audiobook.
Yeah.
I can, like, there's so much, like, just, like, he's not being, like, proselytizing with it, but it's really funny where I'm like, so many of these ideas, I can see their roots in Christianity and Mormonism. Is very funny. But I was like, you know what? Hoopla came in clutch. I'll get them from the library. It's fine.
I like that. I'm just starting because I just finished the first 3 Mistborns. Like I just finished the last one. So now I'm going on to Warbreaker, which I'm finally on to ones that are on Hoopla, because the other ones I had to like wait for Libby to come in. So now I'm like, oh, thankfully I'm on some of the ones that are on Hoopla now, which is very exciting.
Some of his books are Audible exclusives, so it's annoying.
Yes. Yeah, you really have to look at all your places to find them.
To find him.
And I have realized that I am an audio book listener for Brandon Sanderson. I cannot physically read them. I cannot. They're too repetitive for me to physically read them. I get irritated. And I like it. I have a more enjoyable experience on audio. I've realized.
Here's as someone who, actually, I don't think I read it. The repetitiveness is an issue with his first Mistborn books, especially when he's talking about the metal, like working with the metal. He's not nearly as repetitive in some of his other stuff.
Oh, that'll be good to know.
Okay.
That's good, because I've been told that I should strap in. So that's good to know that it might not be as bad in some of the...
Yeah. I mean, even going from the original Mistborn trilogy to Wax and Wayne, he fixed a lot of those issues that he had.
That'd be good.
Because, just Mistborn is really bad if you don't like repetitive writing, because so much of it was repetitive, and it took him those 3 books to figure out how to do what he was doing with his magic system without it being super, like, you push this metal, and you pull that metal, and you're going to push this metal, and I'm going to pull that, and I pulled this metal.
I really did enjoy them. Don't get me wrong. I didn't dislike them. Like, I gave them 3 to 4 stars, depending on which book I'm talking about. So, like, I enjoyed them. But, if you don't like repetitive writing, I was like, oh, wow. We covered this topic a lot.
As much as I love those books, I mean, I keep forgetting that I hated the way that series ends, specifically just because I don't like that kind of ending.
I can understand. I will say Hero of Ages was my favorite book in the series because we got a lot of answers that I had been waiting for. Like leading up to the ending, not the ending. The ending was like, I felt like it was kind of like a throwaway ending, to be honest.
Well, so
but I can see why, like, there is another trilogy, so I'm like, okay, I will.
There's supposed to be four. There's supposed to be 4 different eras of Mistborn, supposedly.
Right. So I'm just kind of like waiting to see how I feel after I read like the next one, because I do realize, like, yes, this is the end of the trilogy, but it is not the end of.
Yes, and it's that. So I hate the ending of that book. Absolutely detest what you're talking about there, because just like that's a personal pet peeve when authors do that. Usually an automatic 1 star from me. I still gave Mistborn 3 stars because of the twist about who the hero of ages was. He is like, it's one of those things where if it were anyone else in any other world, that would have been like the prequel set of stuff to set up that specific character. He's setting up a specific character who is not, like, he's not the central character of the series, but he's going to be throughout it, I believe.
Which I don't mind, because it's a character that I
really I love him.
So, like, I will read any books that you'd like to give me. Like, the character work in Mistborn is really good.
It is really good.
It was just the only thing that I really was like irritated with was the constant repetitiveness of the writing, because
yeah, and that is his most repetitive work, in my opinion, besides the Reckoners. The Reckoners, and Reckoners is still my favorite series of his, but I did that first book, the first, I don't know, about hour of the audiobook. That was definitely a 16-year-old male main character. He wanted to make sure you knew it.
Well, you know,
the number of times that he notices the female main character, like the love interest, I'm just like, okay, we get it, buddy. You're 16 and straight.
Yeah, we understand. We understand. But yeah, my next one's going to be Warbreaker. That's going to be my
very
next.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, what I'm working on will probably be ready by the time you get to Way of Kings. If you want to, if you need it as what it is going to be, I'll tell you in the back. It's still
you can tell me in the back end later. Yeah.
I anyways, we had some people join us first. We have Christina. Hello. Ooh, dealing with governmental issues, so lurking with y'all on the TV, just popping in. I hate this for you, Christina. But yes, please hydrate. Check your laundry. Don't ignore it like I do. Take your meds. Hello, Winter. And we have Stacy. Yes, I remember that. You said you were heading out to do some stuff. Gonna make a good dent in Heart and Mercy. Oh no, Alex. The wind keeps knocking out Alex's Wi-Fi, but we have an Alex. Very nice. And we have a Kiana. Hello, Jessica. Okay, I think that's everyone that's joined us. If there is anybody else, we'll get to it. Speaking of, this is going back to when we were talking about favorites. I want to read all 3, but I think it will be difficult to beat Chloe because I have fibromyalgia.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Chloe is also why that is my favorite book, the fibromyalgia. Not because I have it, but because as someone who also has a chronic illness, that does not affect me as much as fibromyalgia would affect you, but as a kid did affect me a lot. Just there were so many moments there that while we were going through different things, like the underlying emotions and frustrations and things, I was just like, God, I feel that, girl. Like I've been there. I have been there. Oh, hello, Peach. I am reading an arc. I can talk. Good God.
It's hard to read comments. It's difficult.
An arc of Saltwater by Katie Hayes and doing some cleaning. Happy sprinting. Sometimes I feel like I need to look up my old diction exercises that we used to do for for drama. Books to Ashes says I have the Way of Kings physically, but also an ebook, which has saved me when I go anywhere. I'm also done my first read of it. I should see if I could get the ebook, except I want to, I'm trying to annotate in this big old book and take my notes and stuff. So, which is hard because I'm also trying to listen to it as I was only going to read it physically. So I was trying to listen to it, but so it kind of clashes with trying to listen to it as an audiobook, but you know. Livia finished their book. 5. We love a 5-star for you, my friend. That is fantastic. 41% of Sunbringer for Anne. I'll be back in the next sprint. Very nice. So is Sunbringer the second one?
Yeah.
So it sounds like, Anne, you're going to be all set for when the 3rd book comes out, which was Faithbreaker.
Yes.
I can remember things. Jessica's been working on homework and studying. Brianna survived her call. No reading because work, but now I can get back. But now I can get back to reading. Yes. Okay. I cannot get back to reading because apparently I can't read.
It's hard.
Only read about 10 pages and getting ready to go. Well, you have a good time more.
Mm-hmm.
Go out, party a little, have a nice night or day, afternoon. I don't know. Any reading is good reading.
Mm-hmm.
I'm low-key trying to eventually get to where I'm like reading. I've read for 300. I have a 365-day reading streak.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here like, even if I read a page, I want to read.
Right. Like just a little bit. You just enough.
Yep. I did really well in January, and then February we fell off once. Sylvan says, I finished my book. It was really good, and I feel accomplished and ready to read in English again. Very nice. Did you mention in the last sprints what language you usually read in? I'd love to know. That would be fun.
Mentioned, and now I forget.
I have the memory of a goldfish most days. So, anyways, Kelly says got to 39% of Game Changer. Alicia ate lunch and read up to 54 pages of Danny Brown and made my spinner wheel tasks. I want to know more about these spinner wheel tasks, Alicia. This sounds like fun.
This is something that Alicia and I have both done before, and it is putting all your like household tasks on your spinner wheel, and then it decides what household task you do next, so that you don't have to decide.
Oh, it takes away the analysis paralysis.
Yes, because we have decision anxiety or decision fatigue. I guess would be the right word.
Like that,
it's hard.
I feel like that could work potentially depending on the day, because there are some days that like that would be like, yes, absolutely. Thank you. Take the decision making away from me. And there are some days that it would be, yeah, please take the decision making away from me. No, not that decision.
Right.
I recognize that the council has made a decision. Since it is a stupid decision, I've decided to ignore
it. You get the one task you really don't want to do, and you're like, well, let's spin it again.
My problem is that I have the specific type of ADHD that if you tell me to do something, it immediately becomes the last thing I want to do.
Yep.
So, anyways, finished Cinderella is dead and moving on to Burn for Me. Burn for Me sounds like a Hamilton thing. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like it.
I have no idea.
Ooh, good God, Jen, mute us and keep going. I got to 93% and ate lunch. Oh no, Kiana is working. You know what, Kiana? Yeah, we're just happy to have you. Regardless of what do it. Like get the work done and then have a good rest of your evening. We're happy to have your company whether you're reading or working. I am currently putting all of my ebooks on a spreadsheet to organize them a bit. It's a lot. I don't want to look at my ebooks. I know I don't even have a lot of ebooks, but it's still overwhelming for me at times. Yeah. I need to organize it, but the idea of organizing it is just like, but there's so much that I haven't done. So it's going to be a task.
Mm-hmm.
I love a productivity spinner wheel. Some days it's the only way I can actually manage to do anything. Yes, what Brittany said. I would procrastinate everything if I made the decision. So I take my choice away in a sense and just do the tasks. Okay, there we go. My native language is Swedish, but at the end of the year, my reading is like 60% English and 40% Swedish. Very nice. Very nice. I mean, that feels like almost 50-50. And considering how many of the really, really popular books are published in English first, that kind of tracks, right? Hello. I will be reading Lost Avalon in between getting some work done during the next sprint.
Nice.
Beautiful. I'm going to try. I'm trying to decide whether I should make my lunch.
What time?
I don't want to make lunch though. Yeah, it's like 1:21. I should probably make lunch and eat lunch. But that will be work, and I don't want to do work. I just want to sit and read my book. Because I can't read that book while maybe we'll read the Reformatory for a bit. Mm-hmm. But how are you doing time-wise for yours?
Oh, I still have 2 hours because in that sprint, I didn't just read. I went upstairs and emptied the dishwasher and refilled the dishwasher and got coffee, and I didn't listen to an audiobook the entire time I was doing that. So I got to 2 hours and 50 minutes left.
This will tell you something about how my reading went. It took me 25 minutes to read 3 pages.
That's fine. You're reading very dense fantasy.
Yes. I want to say at least 15 to 20 of those minutes was me trying to find where Way of Kings was. in my brother's Audible.
Like, where is the audio?
Make us bigger wheel. Kiana says, I have started Game by Everett. Very nice. Okay, perfect timing. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull up the timer. Are we ready to read some more?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You know what, Kiana? Whether or not things are capitalized are entirely a matter of whether or not I have the patience to make sure that like go back and capitalize things at this point. So you're good. Like you don't have to capitalize anything. This is not a paper. We're not in school. I'm very, I don't know. I feel like I took one linguistics class in college, and basically my takeaway from the linguistics class in college was a lot of grammar rules are just classism described, like wrapped in the package of English. So I got a lot looser on, you know what? Certain settings, yes, you need to make sure that you're using proper grammar or whatever the current, like MLA, AP, whatever the convention for what you're writing is, you need to like worry about. On the internet, though, I don't care if people capitalize stuff. I'm just happy to have you commenting.
True. We're just vibing.
No, I only paused because the timer went off and apparently we can't do two things. We can't have a noise and talk at the same time today. All right, so let's go ahead. Again, why did we do it that way, buddy? Let us go and we shall see everyone in an hour. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome back, everyone. Let me figure out which button is the correct button.
Isn't that so true?
Margaret needs a bookmark. It's fine. I'll figure that out later. So how did we do?
I got to 61% of the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy.
Nice.
So we're getting through it. I still have 2 hours and 11 minutes left on this timer. So, we're getting there.
That's funny. I did make lunch. We had to reevaluate the lunch plans because what I was planning on making was more taco meat for my taco salads. But even though it said the sell by date said it should be good till today, the hamburger meat was not good.
It was not.
It was not good. I like it was one of those things that I went down to do the sniff test, and like sometimes Brianna's gonna yell at me. Sometimes you can kind of tell that the smell is like it's the juices that it's been sitting in, like those will start to smell, but the meat itself is fine. This was not it. I took one whiff and my body went, nope.
Cannot eat.
Like I was just like, you should be fine, but you're not, and I don't know why, but you're just going in the trash. We're not taking any chances with that.
Nobody needs food poisoning.
I will sometimes work with vegetables that are potentially questionable, but not meat.
Like if I can cut off the part that's questionable, that's fine.
That's it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, anyways, we weren't doing that. So it's in the trash, and we also found chicken that has been in the fridge since February 18th because it got shoved all the way in the back.
That's also cannot be eaten.
We just bad day for meats all around. But I read 10 pages. A lot of my page, basically what I'm doing, because I'm taking notes on what happens in each chapter for reasons. So I've got like the notes here and I'm writing down the important characters, but most of it is just me like highlighting things. So at the end of the chapter, I can go back and put this in my notes.
Yeah.
We're still figuring out exactly how I want to do this. But the good news is I only have 20 more pages before I finished the end of today's chapter. So maybe I can, if I read the whole sprint next sprint,
you can finish
that.
Yeah.
Don't fall, bitch.
I saw that falling. I saw it go. Ooh.
Also, I accidentally dipped it in my soup. Can you see?
It will dry.
Fine. That's fine. It's a little greasy, but it's fine. We made fancy ramen today, which is basically just ramen, but you get a little bit of teriyaki sauce and then you temper an egg in the broth. So there's protein. You cut up some scallions, throw in some bacon. It's great.
Sounds delicious.
It is. It's really good and it's really easy. It takes about 10 minutes. So, all right. Ellie Marna joined us. My uncanny ability to join for a few minutes into a long sprint strikes again. Winter got starting on page 283 of Swordcatcher.
Ooh.
Hello. We have some people who joined us. Hello, Swank. Hello, Rope. Can't stay, but hello and goodbye. Grace says the X-Files was a gigantic 5 stars. Again, we love that for you. Rouge is here too. I was looking for a bit, but I've been reading 11/22/63 by Stephen King, and oh my god, I love this book. I'm on page 699 out of 734.
So close.
There's a part of me that wants to read at least some of Stephen King's fiction because I've read his writing book. But also I know some of his fiction is a little questionable.
Yeah.
And not in the way that I can overlook.
Fair.
So, hello, Christina. Brianna got to the middle of chapter 12. Hello, Joshua. Welcome. Ready to get shit done for real. Lovely. All right, so now Grace is starting Jaded by Ella Lee. Got 2% in during the rest of that sprint. Very nice. Dinner, absolutely vital. Counterpoints for the book I read and filmed a little for a vlog. I need to check in, probably. Probably need to check in with the vlog that I started filming this morning for what we were reading.
It happens. It happens that I will inevitably forget to talk to a vlog at some point. Like it will,
Yeah.
it will happen. It's fine.
Yep. So we're gonna see how many pages I've read so far. 2 hours into Dungeon Crawler Carl 7. Nice. 48% into Game Changer. Hello, Kiwi. Let's see. Reading Greenfew's Burning before continuing with 10 Steps to Nanette.
Ooh.
I mean, if you need recommendations for Stephen King, I'll happily give you some to try. Are you okay?
How many do you have?
14 ebooks. Can you still see the spreadsheet at this point, or is it all just a blur of numbers?
I only have I would be almost done, but I feel like Bree is probably not almost done.
I
have about 300 books on my Kindle-ish in that range.
So many. Like having a lot of ebooks. I feel like I don't think there is anything else that is quite like able to straddle the Venn diagram between not a problem and also very much a problem, because like you're never going to run out of books to read, but also you have an overwhelming amount of books to read.
Yep. I'm not okay. So you're not that far.
I mean, you're probably 5/8 of the way done.
Yeah. That's not bad. I am late to being a Kindle reader, and I'm still not really a huge Kindle reader. Like most of my books that I read on a weekly basis are physical reads. Although I got a Kindle 2 years ago, or strictly for ARCs. That was the only reason I got it, which is not what I have exclusively used it for, because obviously I do not have 300 ARCs sitting on there. So it somewhere I went off the rails a little bit, but overall I do tend to I'm still mostly a physical book reader. I would say, although this year I'm trying to work on my Kindle, so I probably will read more Kindle books this year.
I got my Kindle for the same reason, because it's just so much easier to read ARCs on there than on my phone. I might still have it somewhere buried in a drawer, but I started out on the Nook. Brianna says, I've had a Kindle account since 2013, I think, so a long time. Yeah. I started out on the Nook at Barnes & Noble because at the time they were kind of comparable. For me, I say my Kindle is for like books that I like. If I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it in physical format typically. If I'm like, I'll get it as a Kindle Unlimited book, or if it's like a free Kindle book, or like an ebook, like a library ebook, things like that. That's what I'll use my Kindle for. But like if it's something I want to own, especially with the way ebook prices have gone up.
That's it. A lot of times, if there's a big price difference and the Kindle one is significantly cheaper and I really have no reason to own it, then yes, I will do that. However, a lot of times, especially in Canada, I don't know about elsewhere, but like there's maybe like a $4 or $5 price difference between the Kindle copy and a paperback. And I'm like, well, I'd rather just have the paperback than like with that tiny bit of price difference. Like if it's a big difference, then that's a different conversation. But when it's only a couple dollars difference, I tend to go physical.
Unless it's indie, I am not spending $9 for an ebook. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Yeah, totally fair.
I will go buy it physically and support you that way. I just have books in all the formats. I won't pay for an ebook, but if it's free or on KU, I end up reading it on Kindle because it's easier to read on Kindle. Yeah, that is great for traveling. I don't know if you were here, Brianna, when I realized the grave mistake I have made in that I have started a project and said I was going to read Way of Kings this month, which requires me to read like every day. So now I have to take this with me when I fly to Baltimore to see my brother in 2 weeks. Oops. And I'm taking notes in the physical book. So it's not like I can just like go grab the ebook from my library. Yeah. I don't know what choices I made to lead to this point in my life, but I have regrets.
Mm-hmm. It happens. It happens that we do these things.
It is on Libby, but there is a super long hold list. So I did briefly consider, like, I feel like if that's the only physical book I take with me, because I usually take 2 or 3, because I'm that girl. If it's the only physical book I take with me, I should be okay. Right? Yeah. Here's the problem, Brianna, knowing me, I will not do that. Like I sincerely thought about doing that. I also thought about stealing my brother's copy because he has a copy. But again, taking notes.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to be the person that is this coordinated. She won't. She won't. If it's on the Kindle, I'm a lot less likely to take notes, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's fine. I'll figure it out. But yes, speaking of those 214, some of the ebooks are ones that Brianna has already read. So at least it's not like that. You know, you've got some stuff that's already checked off. You're ahead of the curve. 18 pages isn't that bad. I don't want to think about the multiple weeks it would take me to do a similar thing. Continuing, One Last Chance by Susan May Warren that I haven't picked up in a while. Very nice. We also have somebody who read 20 pages of Lost Avalon between working on work. Yes, in between working on work. I don't trust in Kindle / ebooks. You might never always have them. That is like, if you guys follow me on like Twitter and Threads, I have been a big proponent of getting physical media of the things you love for close to a decade at this point. Because you don't, if it's digital, you technically don't own it. You own a license to use it, but you technically don't own it. So if it's something that you really love, you want to buy the physical Blu-ray, you want to buy the physical book. That's why I'm so frustrated, or I get frustrated about the way these streaming services don't invest in putting things on physical media, especially like their biggest stuff. Because once you get rid of that's gone forever in some cases. So Lovely of Kings, yeah. I don't care how many ebooks I have. I just want to be able to sort them better than the Kindle offers.
This is the thing. There is not a good sorting feature on Kindle. There really is not. They do not have a good sorting feature.
That is absolutely true. I also feel like a lot of Kindles, at least on the Kindle itself, a lot of its user interface is a bit clunky compared to what we're usually used to. That's part of why I don't like taking notes on the Kindle, because like you have to.
Do you know what I wish there was a sorting option on the Kindle for? Because you can sort it like by alphabetical order and all that great stuff. Why can't I sort by page number? Because that would be great for like quick readathons when I'm looking for small books that are inevitably, I have short books on my Kindle. There's probably actually a lot of short books on my Kindle. But because there's no way for me to sort it by page number, I don't know which ones are short and which ones are big. And I'm not going to like open them to find out. Like, surely I do not have time for that.
Sounds like you need to do what Brianna's doing. I have a feeling that's part of why Brianna is doing that, so that you can do things like sort by genre, sort by page number, all of that stuff.
Be smart, because I would love to know which, like, you know, we're coming up on Weekend of Peace, which is not the name of it, but every year I revert to like the last, you know, whatever we called it last year.
Called it. I feel like if your library can have a books under 200 pages or a books over 500 pages option, just have that on Kindle.
Exactly. I mean, even Goodreads can sort by page number, and I would not say Goodreads is a, you know, high standard of technology.
I feel like they're kind of the same technologically.
Right.
Like they're both outdated compared to the rest of modern technology.
That's what I'm saying. So if one can, the other can. I'm up here with the same of like when I go, why doesn't Audible have percentages? Why can't I sort Kindle by page number? Like those are my requests.
Nice, Jen. Rouge says, I'm so happy that I've been using my library a lot more this year, because if I'm not sure I'll like a book, I can borrow it without spending money. And if I like it, I can buy my own copy. This has been me for years. Like I'm very, like if it's a book I'm not sure I'll like, it's library first. And I don't care how long I have to wait. So Aqua says, created a collection for pages under 300, then by genre. Yeah, that makes sense. Just one of those things to do at some point. Oh, speaking of my library, they did something stupid. They bought Iron Flame for the shelves, and then they didn't buy the first book. I don't know what to do in that case. That happens, though. That will happen, because libraries a lot of the time will go by requests. So potentially what happened was a bunch of people read Iron Flame, or no, so read the first book, Fourth Wing, and then told the timer to shut up. Um, I've seen this happen before, especially with series, where if they get a lot of requests for one book in the series, they will get that series. There are a couple of manga that are like that at my library, and a couple of series like on Libby that they'll have. They have like books 2 and 3, but they don't have book 1. And I assume that there's two things. I mean, sounds like it's physical, but like either book 1 kind of had to get phased out because it got damaged out for some reason,
or lost,
or the license expired because they do that and they didn't have the funds to renew it. Or they got more requests for that. I didn't know it was part of the series.
This is something so easy to look up.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool of you to offer to buy the first book too. Speaking of libraries and recommending books, I'm going to tell this really quick story and then we'll get into the sprint. So there was when I went to the library yesterday to return some books and pick up a couple of books. I got the Abby Jimenez book that you guys are reading. It'll be my first one.
Ooh, the Justin Summer.
Yeah, but as I was there was a younger librarian that was helping an older woman, and I guess her son or her it looked like it was a family member because he was not very professionally put together, but it was her caregiver of some point of some type. But she's sitting there and she'd gone up. She wanted. I'm listening to the conversation and she's saying she wanted books that are like a Hallmark movie, not nonfiction, about royal families. Okay. And my brain immediately goes, "Oh, A Princess in Theory." So I recommended to this older white woman A Princess in Theory. And then at 11 p.m. last night, I remembered that there is some smut in that book.
Well, not quite like a Hallmark movie, but close.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no, I hope she doesn't get mad at the girl at the library for because if she doesn't like that book, I bear no consequences for it.
None.
So I was just like, oops.
That's too funny.
Thank you very much. I love my hair too. So my library gets rid of books if they're not checked out for 5 years. I sometimes borrow my favorites just to make sure they remain available.
That's smart.
Also do that because it gets them in front of your librarians. Like I have a friend who's an author, and I will occasionally check out her debut book, which is a Hamlet retelling, because I know that gets it in front of the librarians. And if the librarians, a lot of the time, I've heard librarians talk about how often like books coming in on holds makes them put that on a list of things they want to read and they want to look. Like my librarians have talked to me about that. So like I've known some of those people since I was a child. So it's like we just talk about books all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we do one more sprint?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let me refresh the page.
Went really fast.
Say what?
I feel like these 8 hours actually went really fast.
They did. Librarians are the best. It was very funny yesterday because my librarian Paul, has known me since I was like 4 years old. He just walks up, screams my last name at me anytime he sees me. Like that, she's just been doing that since I was a small child because it delighted 4-year-old Margaret.
Yes.
So he walks up to do that while one of the older librarians is checking me out, and she kind of gave him a look. Like, he's known me since I was a child. This is just this. We just do this. This is normal. And he like started
running joke. It's fine.
He started explaining it to her. I was just like, it's cool. She's like, I'm so sorry. And like we're trying to talk, and it was very funny because then it was like, Paul, hush. I'm trying to talk with this patron, and do you want me to? I was like, no. He just was saying hi. It's fine. But yeah. Anyways, hold on. Pull that up. Now, why is it not sticking to the layout that I chose?
It does not want to.
That's so weird. Usually it does. Anyways, we will go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Well, welcome back, everyone. Give me just a second. I need to highlight this.
No worries.
Brandon Sanderson apparently doesn't know how hair color works. I'm like, buddy, he's not going to have a handful of blonde hairs in his black hair, buddy. Unless you've got some magical reason for that. So, anyways. Where's my phone? How did you do while I figure out?
Yeah. I got to 69% of the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. I have an hour and 41 minutes left on the timer. So that should be very doable, like tonight with an audiobook.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will be this book. I may, because I'll finish the chapter I'm on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I may read a little bit more of this, but I'm going to do like some cleaning tonight, make dinner, all that stuff. And I'm going to want like an audiobook, not an immersion reading audiobook.
Yeah. And something you don't have to pay as much attention to or potentially take notes on.
Right. Exactly. So I'll probably switch to Deep End because that's my current one. And I need to finish that too. Like, all the books need to be finished this week. So
well,
one I finish first will be the first one. Because I still haven't submitted a book for Realmathon yet, because every book that I finished this month, I had already started going into month. So now I'm into these are March reads. So anything I finish now will be my first Realmathon book, which is nice.
I have 2 books. Actually, I might have another book that I would have. There was enough of it left. It might count for Realmathon, but depending on when I last read from it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, that's incorrect. No. I have so many books that I have started for Realmathon, but I do also have 2 that I need to finish from last month. And I'm in the middle of them. I'm going to finish them at some point. Yep. I looked this up and then promptly forgot it. Oh, I read 18 pages that time. And I almost said, can we do 5 more minutes? Because
so close.
So close to where I can stop. And now I'm debating whether I want to actually just start typing up my notes as I go for exactly what happens in each of the chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm doing kind of a combination of writing down what's happening and also highlighting things. Or if I want to just do it all at the end.
Yeah.
So my brain is still kind of working through how I want to structure this, right? But let's see, that brought me to, for the day, so far, I think that got me to 2.5 hours. So I only need a little less than 5 more hours of reading to do. I can do that.
Do it.
Yeah, I can do that. It's not like I have to prep for stuff tomorrow or any of that. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
I wanted to have so much more reading done. That's okay. Okie dokie. Let's check in with everybody before we sign off.
Good.
Alex's video is rendering. Good for you. Hello, welcome back, Tuesday. Not sure what I want to work on yet. Hello, Chantel. I'm just going to pop in and say hello and boop the like button, but I think I might stay and get some reading done. Did we get any reading done? Let me know. Jen finished their book. Love the series. Finished 11/22/63. Very nice. Very nice. Brianna got finally at the end of a chapter, so I'm at 72%. I have 1 hour left. This is the new B.K. Boriston book, right?
It is. That I still need to get a hold of because it is almost impossible to get copies. There's something on the publisher's end.
Oh.
That is making it hard to get copies. Like Indigo, you can't even order it off their website. You cannot find it.
That's wild. I wonder what is actually going on there.
Well,
Ashley got a copy, so very nice.
Oh, I want one. I haven't checked the Indigo website this week, so I should probably They didn't have any last week, so I should check this week and just see if
I know.
It's back.
I wonder if there's issues with the paper supply, because I know that that's been an issue for years, and is paper supply, so publishers are doing shorter runs. Livia cleaned the kitchen, chatted with my son, and read a little bit of The Night Ends with Fire. I saw this one at the bookstore the other day.
I found this book. It's right here. I would highly recommend. Where is it?
Where is it?
It's in the back. It's right here.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I saw that when I was at Stimulant. Because they have, so the way that Steamy Lit was set up is it has the different romance genres.
Yes.
They also have like an entire section that was just like Steamy Lit special editions because they have some of those in like just pretty books with all of the sprayed edges and everything.
As we love the pretty books. This is a good Mulan retelling. It was good. I'm excited.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out. Hello, Tennille. Off work. Since my taxes were filed earlier, I need to do a bunch of shredding of expired documents. Hope my shredder will limp through. My goal is to have my taxes done by the end of the month. I know my taxes are going to be high because I work for myself now. So, Joshua says read 50 pages. Made it to page 70. Honestly, a little surprised with how fast of a read this book is turning out to be. Very nice. I technically could have some white blonde amongst the black hair if they have an autoimmune disease called vitiligo. I have a cousin with it. Yes. So in this particular book, it is hold on. How does he phrase this? There definitely are like sickness and health related reasons that you might have white blonde hair, but it says Alethi hair speckled with a handful of blonde hairs, marking some foreign blood.
No.
Genetically, if we're talking genetics, that's not how hair works. This is not he is old and starting to get some gray hairs. It's magical genetics. You can still count it. The technical rule is 50% or 200 pages, but that's a loose rule. I think I might be further on the side. I'll check. I might be further on the side of 50%. Though I might still have 200 or so pages left. So that might work. It is not House of Bane and Blood, by the way, Brianna. I'm on Brianna's team, so she's probably like, just submit it. Just submit it. Just
I know, same, right?
And she's also like literally just like waiting for me to finish House of Bane and Blood because I've just been reading it as I can, which I need to talk to Neva about because I'm further behind than I thought. It is not House of Bane and Blood, but it is one that I think I'm at like 62% right now.
Yeah.
And I have to look and see how much of that 62% I read in March versus, but I definitely have at least 200 pages left. I like that we have the 200 pages thing now. That's good. 52% into Sunbringer, less than 4 hours left. I should be able to finish by tomorrow. I was on. Okay, very nice. 30-minute nap. Got the kids from school and hoping to read more Danny Brown. We love a nap. Maybe that's why the Afterlight resale prices are so high for it. I was disappointed that they didn't change the cover for it, so I'll probably sell it. That's disappointing. Okay. I'm working, but I'm actually tabling potential books to read this month for Realmathon, so I can try to plan out reading time or something super questionable like that. I'm my TBR, I talk about this in my TBR. My kind of ethos for Realmathon, because I feel like Realmathon is a good readathon for if you want a mood read. I'm kind of in that space. Like I'm just like I know I want to read high fantasy. So everything I'm doing, I'm trying to fit the 2 prompts for our team. Make sure I hit those for sure. And then I'll look and see what other prompts they hit. I'm not being as regimented as I have been in previous years.
That's how I have done Realmathon forever, is I read a book that I want to or / need to read. And then I just go figure out how many points I can get for attacking, how many points I can get for defending. Whichever one is higher is what I do.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
I go, okay, which is better? Okay, great. Then I'm doing this one. Like that whatever's higher.
As I get to know some of the prompts better and I'm not having to reference the thing every single time, Olivia is also doing this. Oh, good. I did not, but I finished out my next books. What is your next book then, Chantel? But anyways, as I get to know the prompts better, I probably will start, okay, well, I kind of want to hit this prompt if some of the prompts really appeal to me. But yeah, mostly I'm just trying to fit the 2 team prompts to make sure, because those are both prompts that are things I love.
Yeah.
So, Danielle says, I worked in molecular genetics for a while earlier in my career. That must be fantasy genetics, not real world genetics. Yeah, I'm like, that's like basic. That's so very basic, Brandon. I am definitely mood reading this month, but that means I need to have options bring me options. And if I don't break it down, I risk getting overwhelmed, especially by longer options.
I'm the exact same way. That's why I play a TBR game. Like, then it gives me options within the TBR. Does that make sense? So, like,
Yep.
There was a few months back where I did like an actual mood reading vlog because my TBR was not helping me. I was DNFing everything. And I was like, I can't look at these shelves with no purpose. I was completely like, what do I even do? Like, I don't even know where to go. It was impossible.
Yeah.
Too much.
I need to get back on top and figure out how I want to start doing Fableland again. It's just so much work. So I've got an idea that will make it less work in the filming editing, but it does mean that I have to actually like do a lot of work on the back end before I get in front of the camera, and I just haven't not there yet. So and Brianna gave me 5 points because she gave 5 stars to Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Very nice. Witch Switch for my team prompt, and Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, which was for the host 5-star read. Very nice. All right, before we go, I know you have sprints tomorrow. No, we don't have sprints tomorrow.
I don't. I typically do have them every Thursday, but not this week. I'll be back next Thursday. I have a video going out tomorrow, though, instead. So there will be a video tomorrow.
Beautiful. Do you want to plug that video real quick? Get people excited for it?
I went shopping at a cat bookstore, friends.
God, that's so nice. I wish I could.
Books and cats. It was a fun time.
Beautiful. I have a TBR coming out either tonight or tomorrow. It just depends on how quickly I'm able to get it edited, which will depend on how my reading goes. Because we're turning this into content, obviously.
Don't do anything if it's not content.
Cat bookstore, literally my dream. I would have such a bad allergy attack in that bookstore.
It was a fun time. So they're next to an SPCA, so they have the cats. Instead of keeping them there, they come live at the bookstore until they get adopted out. So
that's good because that means the cats have somebody to hang out with, and like they're not by themselves in little cages.
Yeah, they have one cat that is like the bookstore's cat, and then all the other cats are
kind of rotate out. Love it. I also, if you guys are following the Little Thieves read along, we have sprints on Saturday at 5 p.m. Starting on my channel, and then we'll have sprints at 5 on Leandra's channel on Sunday. So anyways, Brittany is linked down below in the description box. I assume you are here from Brittany's channel because you started with us this morning, but if you do not know who Brittany is, make sure you check out her channel. And if you like the vibes, do subscribe. But thank you guys for hanging out with us, and I will see y'all later when we will talk about more wordy nerdy things. Bye.